God, it's good to have Alan coming back. Lux is filled with parallels to episode 2 of last season. Just like the Devil's Cord, this is yet another one that features the Doctor and companion getting dolled up in period dress while confronting a godly villain who messes with the medium of the show in unprecedented ways and specifically threatens the world with nuclear fallout. It's to the point I'd outright call Lux an attempt to stealth remake the Devil's Cord, which is fascinating to me as something the show's never attempted so deliberately or quickly before. I do ultimately think the Devil's Cord is the better of the two, but Lux was an engaging, ambitious story in its own right and a massive improvement over the season premiere. This story is yet another solid showcase for Belinda's character, and now that she and the Doctor have firmly slotted into a dynamic, I gotta say she's a much more effective foil to 15 than Ruby ever was. 15 is the most interesting and engaging he's ever been opposite someone so staunchly opinionated, conscientious, and critical of his lifestyle. Ruby's a decent enough character, but boy did her chummy and deferential dynamic with the Doctor hold 15's own characterization back. Given where these two end this episode, I'm hoping we don't lose that critical edge to their relationship, but I guess we just have to see. Anyway, back to this story. Alan Cumming as Mr. Ringading is full of both charm and menace right off the bat. It's a shame he's not actually on screen for all that much of the story, cause there's the makings of a really cool and memorable baddie here, but he doesn't get to leave as strong an impression as the Maestro did in my opinion. I'll say this much though, I really like the resolution with him, both as a clever way to defeat a villain and as an actually interesting thematic note for the whole God idea. If this is a motif we're gonna stick with, I like that we're actually saying different things about what godhood is through these characters. While I do wish we'd done way more with the idea of the Doctor and Belinda themselves getting animated, I do like the notion of using the change in medium to reflect the pair's two-dimensional view of each other, and how they come to understand each other better through the act of literally getting a feel for their place in the narrative. This is a story that's less about indulging in the gimmick for the sake of novelty and more about using the gimmick as an efficient tool for characterization. Whether the end result of that efficiency is character work that, well, works is gonna be up to the individual. And personally, I'm real torn on if the story believably gets our lead duo where it wants to, but if nothing else, I respect the approach and the intent. Like last week's, I feel like this one moves at a bit too fast a clip. Act 1 is steady enough, but once the Doctor and Lux encounter each other, the story just shoots off and never slows down. I'm not someone who typically feels Doctor Who suffers from the not enough time syndrome, but this story could have stood to be a few minutes longer. I'll tell you what else, the random music cues from Series 5 are really distracting. There's particular beats in this story that hit me weird, and I can't tell if it's because the writing is overbearing or because Murray Gold is rehashing not entirely fitting material or both. This story for sure has a spark that the last several episodes have lacked. It feels well and truly inspired, and that feeling makes up for a lot.